Hey guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. It's past Thanksgiving, so it's Christmas. I want to be fun and not just wear like everyday clothes if I don't have to, you know? So speaking of Christmas, there's only one thing that I really want for Christmas this year, and that is for society to stop sexualizing children and stop trying to normalize sexualizing children. It's fucking weird, it's sick, and I would love for it to all be gone. That'd be great. What a great place this world would be. Just imagine. I bring this up because every day there's a new story about some scumfuck rich person trying to normalize sexualizing kids. And this week it was Balenciaga. And that is a luxury brand that I've never even looked at what they sell because I am poor. Ads posted earlier this week by Balenciaga showed young children holding stuffed animals with like BDSM fetish gear type shit on. Why? It's fucking gross. Like, if you're not a pedophile, there's no way that the idea to do something like this would ever pop in your head, let alone to actually go through with it and do it. What is wrong with these people? And within one of these ad photos, there's actually a paper referencing a certain Supreme Court case that was basically about kiddie porn. What can and can't be classified as kiddie porn, and if it goes against the First Amendment of free speech. Truthfully, I didn't even know about the Supreme Court case until this happened, and people were saying it happened, so obviously I had to double check, see if that was really there, and then look it up myself to see what it was about, and it's definitely about kiddie porn. And from what I read, I think just like parts of what was proposed got blocked, so it's like technically there's still some situations where like if you're not too explicit, you can kind of make kiddie porn legally. It's kind of gross. So why would they put that in there? It clearly wasn't a fucking coincidence. They were obviously trying to send some kind of message, and I feel like the message is pretty goddamn clear. So if you're a rich person wearing Balenciaga, I'm not saying you should get hit by a car, but if you do get hit by a car, too bad, so sad. There's so many high-end luxury brands to buy from. You don't have to buy from Balenciaga when this is clearly, very fucking clearly, their stance on this type of thing. And they wanted to make it known. So take it for what they're giving you. Take it for what it's worth. They said what they said, and they meant what they said. And just think about all the people this had to pass through. The person who had this idea had to take it to some kind of meeting, I'm sure, get that approved. People had to be hired to make this specific sick photo shoot happen. Photographers, makeup and hair people, all the people who had to be a part of this. And no one said, hey, this is kind of gross. This went through a lot of fucking people. And that's fucking disgusting. And where are the parents of these kids? Where are they? Is this worth it to them? What kind of parent do you think you are if you're doing this? Like, what the fuck? This kind of shit is so fucking sick, and I'm so sick of parents being complicit in it. Like, anytime a child gets abused or exploited in any way is obviously wrong, but when the parent like helps the process along to get to that point, that is the sickest shit I think that exists on this planet. That is like the most fucked up shit a parent could do. And I just have this sick feeling that we're only in the very beginning stages of what's happening as far as like this push to try to normalize sexualizing small children. It's not even like it's like teenagers, it's like small children. As young as they're going, it's just like they're not even trying to like softly push into this shit. They're just full force going into it as nasty as you can get. It's fucking gross. It's disturbing that this kind of thing doesn't get like the outrage that I feel like it deserves. We'll fucking cry about the dumbest shit, like someone getting misgendered. Who gives a fucking shit? There's a widespread push across the globe to normalize sexualizing children, and everyone's just kind of like, they complain about it one day, then it's like over. Can we stop doing that as a society? That'd be fucking great. We all need to talk about this to everyone we know. That's like the only way that this kind of shit's ever gonna like be noticed in the way it should. I mean, are we really expecting like Fox News or CNN or MSNBC to cover this properly and like keep up with it and like hunt down the people who ran this fucking shit show campaign? Like, it's been taken down now.
So this just shows you all celebrities are controlled. You don't see no celebrities talking about the Balenciaga situation, right? So that just shows you all of these celebrities out here. Don't let them influence you in any way, because they're controlled by the people who really influence the world. There's no such thing as a celebrity influencer.
So let's move on to something else. Trump running for president.
Announcing my candidacy for President of the United States.
We all knew the day was coming where he'd announce it. And I'm glad it's just like past us, because now we can like get shit going how we need to get it going. We just all need to have some common sense. So let's talk about that. How conservatives, at the worst fucking times, fall for the narrative of the mainstream media. The same people that they claim no one should listen to because they just lie. When it's convenient or somehow is like a topic they care about, suddenly they fall right into the fucking sweaty palms of the mainstream media and don't even think twice about it. It's so infuriating. Obviously, if you watch me, I support Trump running. If he ran, I'd vote for him. I like Trump's presidency. It was the best president I've seen in my lifetime, and I'll just leave it at that. I'm not going to elaborate, but in my lifetime personally, that's the best president I've seen. Like, conservatives really need to hone in on that thing that they run around telling everybody else to do, which is be a free thinker. There's never like a coincidental headline, never an accidental headline. Everything and anything that is said by the media, especially when it goes on for days and weeks and months, is on purpose and for a reason. Hello, are you new here? Like, that's common sense with almost any story ever, right? Right, conservatives? Yet so many people on the right are just like falling for this like Trump versus DeSantis bullshit. Why do you think that narrative is being pushed? Especially when DeSantis has never announced he's running for president. They're running polls based on something that, in reality, as of right now, is not and will not happen. If DeSantis says something otherwise, obviously that'll change. As of right now, he just won his election, and he has said nothing about running for president yet. Why are we focused on things that aren't happening and aren't real? Why do you think every single day, especially on Fox, they talk so much about the polls about DeSantis versus Trump? That's not a coincidence, it's not an accident, it's not for no purpose. They want Trump to feel discouraged, they want his supporters to feel discouraged. It's so obvious, because DeSantis isn't running. So what are we doing here? What are we talking about? Why are we wasting our time on a conversation about something that isn't happening? What? If DeSantis isn't running, why? Why would all of these news organizations be talking nonstop about what the poll numbers would be? Why would they do such a thing? Certainly not to divide conservatives. I feel like it's so obvious, and I'm seeing such smart people fall right into this, and it's like, what are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? Stop having conversations that literally don't matter. Stop it. Quit it.
Stop it. Get some help.
They poll like such a small amount of people, and then they're like, oh my god, look at these numbers. It's like, those numbers are irrelevant in like the grand scheme of America. Like, poll numbers are bullshit. I feel like this is the best comparison I can make. Remember in 2016 when all the polls were saying Donald Trump didn't have a chance to be president? Like, literally on election day said Donald Trump doesn't have a chance. He will never win. It was like Hillary Clinton, like 89, 91%. It was like, it was some crazy fucking numbers. And then Trump won. Why are conservatives suddenly believing polls? Why are you not second guessing this? Like, why are you falling into it? I don't understand how people who see things for what they are so much of the time just fall into this stupidity. It's stupid. Let's focus on who's actually running as of right now that we know of and just support that. If you want your side to win, which I'm not like super Republican, but like I'm center right, which leaves me with no choice but Trump. And I actually like Trump a lot. I don't think Trump's completely right. To be honest, I think Trump lies about being religious, but that's just my own theory. But in the people who need to stop buying into the mainstream media bullshit about Trump versus DeSantis also includes Trump. See, I love Donald Trump when he's being egotistical in an ironic way. When he's like making a mockery of how egotistical he can be. When Trump's real egotistical side comes out, where he's being like actually an egomaniac, it's pretty ugly and it's unappealing. And that's the unfortunate side of Trump. I don't know much about Ron DeSantis. Honestly, I don't think Ron DeSantis has been in politics long enough for anyone to really trust him that much. I'm just skeptical of everybody and anybody at this point. I feel like Donald Trump has a lot of leftover feelings from losing the last election, which is understandable. I'd probably still be crying. I feel like being a little bitter, to say the least, on Trump's part is understandable. I don't necessarily believe there was widespread enough fraud, like voter fraud, to fundamentally change the entire election just based on that alone. But I do think between literally keeping people at home and like brainwashing them, like repetition is like the number one easiest way to brainwash a person. Literally, you say something enough, you enforce something enough, you group think enough into one thing, and before you know it, like brainwashing fucking complete, 100% done. They brainwashed a lot of people in the country during COVID lockdowns. Like, let's be real. Let's be fucking honest about that. That was a major part of why Biden won, because no one actually supported Biden, but people were brainwashed into voting when normally they probably wouldn't. So they probably wouldn't even know an election was happening. In my opinion, a lot of like forces pulled together to get that Biden victory. They went all fucking out for it in multiple ways. I think there was voter fraud in certain areas, like, hopefully this doesn't end badly for me for just blatantly saying this, but Arizona. If you just live here, you know the support for Trump, what it was like. You know. But somehow in one single election, we went from red to like completely blue. If you live here, you just know that's not really how it is. I think they worked it the best in certain places where they needed it. And also the mass brainwashing, they did well. They had a plan, they executed it greatly this past midterm election as well in Arizona. I'm just gonna say that. Carrie Lake should be governor, Mark Kelly should be out. Bitch, I fucking hate that towhead looking bitch. And he's terrible with the border. I fucking hate him. Anyways, Trump the forces will all be going at him just like before as hard as possible if he manages to secure a spot for the Republican candidate for president in the next election. But he has to be smart, he has to be tactful, he has to shut up sometimes. He has to use more common sense. He can't be throwing daggers at DeSantis for no reason.
Trump at 71, Ron DeSanctimonious at 10%.
Then goes on to call him a, quote, average governor.
He's buying into the fucking mainstream media, just like everybody else. Like, I just really don't understand what the fuck that's about. Thought we were better than that. That's like his ego that's buying into it, because he's so egocentric, but a lot of egocentric people are very sensitive. And I feel like that's the only reason Trump's buying into it, but he has to just shut up. He can't be doing that. Stop dividing the party. Everybody use your brains. You know, eat a good breakfast, get lots of sleep, make sure your brain's fully fucking functioning before you go out in the world and act fucking stupid on behalf of conservatives. Thank you. That's all I have to say. Happy fucking holidays. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please give it a like. You'll see me next time. Bye guys.